A fight over psychological workers' compensation claims is escalating in the New South Wales Parliament. That has the Liberals and the Nationals siding with the Greens and unions. Senior reporter Kenny Heatley is live at State Parliament. Why is this important, Kenny?
Well, it's important because the workers' compensation scheme in New South Wales, Kieran, has been on a decline. You could almost say it's terminal at the moment for a very long time. Insurance premiums for small businesses are just going through the roof. And if these reforms get through, it could severely impact someone's ability to claim for psychological injury in the workplace. So let's just back it up. So iCare, which is the body that handles all the policy and the claims and the payments for workers' compensation claims, well, it is meant to be a self-sustaining scheme where the premiums that are charged on businesses are meant to cover the payouts. Well, that hasn't been the case for a long time. And you can see some of the bailouts here from taxpayers, $669 million in 2023. The Premier says just in the past 5 years, taxpayers have footed the bill of $6 billion just to keep the scheme running. For psychological injury claims, it's 10% increase every year, meaning it's rising exponentially. And as a result, premiums are rising 36%. Now, what is this fight over in Parliament? Well, it's over the Whole Person Impairment rating. Now, this is a rating where you go to a psychologist and they assess you and your claim around psychological injury in the workplace. They look at your whole life and see how severely you've been impacted by that injury, your employability, how much assistance you need, and they come up with a rating. Now, at the moment, 21% or above means you get ongoing payments for life. You can't work for the rest of your life. Between 15 and 21%, the payments cease at 130 weeks unless it's extended out to 5 years, and for psychological claims, it's 15% or higher. Now, Labor wants to increase this threshold to 25% from October and 30% from 2026. Now, the Coalition says that if you increase it that high, it means that you're basically abolishing psychological injury claims in the workplace, because hardly anyone has an injury so severe that it reaches 30% or above, and the Greens and the unions have a similar philosophy about this. Let's listen now to Treasurer Daniel Mookhey and also the Opposition Leader Mark Speakman.
Small businesses should know that the party that purports to defend their interests are right now playing political games with the Greens party at their expense. The Liberal Party's decision to play politics with this issue is risking those businesses having to pay more in premiums. What's actually going on here is that we have a broken system. It's a system that everyone acknowledges is failing everybody who has anything to do with it. We've taken on the tough task of reform. We've been consulting, and we now see the Coalition and the Greens teaming up.
There is this furphy that we are siding with the Greens. The Greens want to abolish the threshold altogether. They don't support our cost savings packages, so it's hypocrisy on the part of the Treasurer to be accusing us of siding with the Greens when he has sided with the Greens to vote down our cost saving measures. We agree that psychological injury claims need reform, but you don't reform it by hitting hardest those who are most severely injured and are medically certified as incapable of work. You don't throw them onto the scrap heap. You look at other ways to save money.
So this has already passed the lower house. It's going to the upper house this afternoon, probably after lunch. And the Coalition has put forward a whole bunch of amendments, like tightening up the rules around the workplace bullying and things like that to make it harder to claim. But they want to keep the WPI rating where it is at the moment. If they're also going to put forward a motion to have this go to a special committee of inquiry, which is going to delay it a couple of months at least. Now, if that inquiry, if they get the numbers for that, it means that it's going to push it past that June 24 budget. The Treasurer says this is not about the budget and making it look better. It's about trying to reduce those premiums, which you would say 36% increase is just completely unsustainable for business. The business community and all the business lobby groups want this. So it is an interesting fight today as this goes to the upper house this afternoon. Kieran.
It is. Kenny, thank you for that. Talk to you soon.